You are now listening to Sentinel Soundbites.
So we are live. All right.
Hello and welcome to the Sentinel Soundbites, episode number 5. We are recording here on the campus of the Alabama School of Cyber Technology and Engineering. I am joined by our school president, Mr. Matt Massey, and class of 2025 Senior President Kendall Wright. Appreciate both of you joining us with graduation approaching here. Just thought it'd be great to come in and celebrate the class and have a conversation with both of you. Kendall, exciting times coming up. We're looking forward to graduation a couple of weeks away here.
Yeah, overall, pretty much. I think there's a lot going on this week and next week that a lot of seniors are excited about. This Thursday, I'm pretty sure, we have our senior t-shirt reveal, like of where everyone's going to school. And then we have a senior sunset and all that stuff happening. And I'm really excited about it. I think everybody else is too. So,
We'll cue you in here, President Massey. I know one thing that's really important to you is our student leadership group and having these positions that have access to you. Just kind of talk about your philosophy behind that and how we operate in the school with our student leadership.
Yeah, and congrats to our seniors. Is it 85? Is that right?
yeah.
85 seniors that are
84 or 85.
84, 85 that are in there, and our biggest graduating class ever, our third graduating class ever. So congrats, Kendall, to you and all your classmates there. We're excited to celebrate you guys. This crew of seniors is going to be the last group that started at Oakwood University and Peterson Hall and the dorm there, and so that kind of piece of history. I was talking with somebody the other day of how to memorialize that so it's not forgotten and that type of thing. So very proud of this group. One of the things that we wanted to do is instill ways that our people can lead, our students can lead, and have that leadership really form kind of what the culture and values are of the school. And Kendall's been part of that when she was, I guess, a sophomore class president. We kind of waited till we had a full group of kids to establish what were going to be our core values. And so from that end, Kendall's been an incredible leader. For her class, kind of a servant leadership, always willing to work hard and to help others. And so I think she's been a great embodiment of what it is to be a Sentinel.
Yeah, well, Kendall, so you were elected to this position by your classmates.
Yes.
Talk about kind of your relationship with our school president through your position and kind of the importance of that and how nice it is as a student. I mean, you have direct access to our president through your position. So kind of talk about that for a minute and what that's meant to you.
I think one of the coolest opportunities that I had was probably my sophomore year. Myself and the other class presidents at the time from all the other grades were able to help create the core values for our school and present those to some of our stakeholders and things like that. And that was really cool. Just being able to directly be a part of that process was awesome. I know that I helped with creating the value of joy and kindness. And that was really awesome to see what I personally valued and what I know so many other people in our school also valued, being able to be displayed and shown to the other people.
What's that been like for the last few years to kind of see that impact our school directly and you were a piece of bringing that to life?
It's been really cool. I will say that it's a direct connection of how we want to represent ourselves, which has been awesome, and kind of finding the words and the things to say that this is directly how we want to showcase ourselves. And for those incoming students coming in, this is how I should strive to be, and my ideals, and looking up to other people who are already upholding those. It's been really cool to create a culture and to be able to, just develop our community like that. So,
and I would say, piggyback on that those values didn't just reflect of the students, but also as we're interviewing and hiring in new adults, it's kind of like, hey, these are the values that our students have said, this is what matters, this is what we want out of not just students, but a faculty to affect the culture. And when you guys presented to the Board of Trustees to get approved and then to the foundation board as well, it kind of created a ripple effect. We've had several other companies that have come to the school when it was time to redo their mission and vision and values, and you guys kind of took turns kind of sharing them how y'all came up with ours. So that effect just didn't have an impact here, but also in the greater community of kind of how y'all approached what was important. So that was really cool. An example of that leadership piece that the students chose really well.
kind of changing gears here, we talked about the number of seniors being 84. I'm just going to kind of throw some numbers out that I thought were impressive. And we had over 500 college applications submitted, in-state, out-of-state, selective universities, 39 30-plus ACT scores, including 3 perfect scores, 7 national merit semifinalists, and then 3 military appointments. And so when you hear those numbers coming from a group of 84 seniors, kind of what does that mean to you?
Well, to me, it was a way, we did it in a way where students didn't compete against each other either. Like, I've seen so many times from teaching seniors and for the last 25 years of my career, that it's always who can rank the highest or who can make the higher grade. And what I think is really cool and all that is not who could get the biggest scholarship, but they cheered for each other's successes. They helped each other study. They wanted everybody to get as high, but whether it's the ACT score, SAT, or the grade in calculus. And so that's what I think really makes, our school special. There are, institutions that have high achievement and have statistics, but I think the way that we kind of go about that, we don't just focus on going and getting a bunch of scholarships, or just don't focus on, hey, go get a 30 plus on your ACT. That kind of happens if you have the right structure and support. So that's what I would say is a little bit different than what I've seen in the past, is how students kind of help build each other up in that.
I think bouncing off of that, I think it's easy for students to dim their light of success when they're in a room of so many that are so great and so bright. And I think our school doesn't do that. I think when I walk around and I look at all of my other students and like all the people that I am friends with, like there are kids who are going in state, there are kids who are going to Ivy Leagues, there are kids who are going off and doing great things, going into the military, and have such broad and great goals. But I think what's great about our class and our student body is that we don't directly compare our successes to each other. And I think that's a very influential thing, and I think that's a thing that our class should be proud of, that we are supportive of each other and supportive of any way that anyone else sees success.
Yeah, for sure. Well, just kind of sticking along, those stats and all the other things that you guys have done in your time here. Just reflect on the growth that you've experienced, and you've been a part of our residential program as well. So you've been with us full time, and just as you look back now with graduation approaching, the growth that you've experienced from your classmates from your freshman year until this point, and how residential played into that, and the entire the growth of the student body as a whole.
Yeah, I think what the residential program has done for me and what I've seen it do for other people is like growth socially, but also just like taking care of yourself and the other people around you. I think for myself, especially, like I knew how to like take care of myself and live by myself, but when it came to like time management or learning how to balance my fun and my classes, when you're living in a building with all of your friends, it can become a little bit difficult. So I think that was a big thing for me. And I saw that with other people as well. But with some of my quieter friends, I've seen like the growth in them socially because of the residential activities that we have, because of our supportive residential staff members, and because of the environment that we've created that, welcomes anyone that comes through the residential doors and the commuter academic building doors as well. That has tied both of those communities together, but also has majorly uplifted our residential community when they're living away from home and in a challenging environment where they need that support.
Well, Mr. Massey, kind of staying on that same theme of growth, talk about what you've kind of witnessed from this class. You talked about their early days being the last class that has that Oakwood piece to now where they are getting ready to graduate in a few weeks.
Well, that incoming class, and some started as 9th graders, some as 10th, but they came in ready to serve and to interact with each other, and they did it with the joy and happiness that is pretty unique, and I would say kind of set the bar for that. We've early on, I would say the first couple classes were just about the academics and what college you're getting into, and this is more about what club or sport can I participate in, and so much so there were so much participation in there. You kind of had to kind of help structure the time management piece and still take care of the academics too. But from the social activities, the dances and proms, and the fun part of that what we really didn't want to lose in having, I would say, an academic institution that is premier in the nation, but we didn't want to also sacrifice that traditional high school experience. That students might, so they don't have to give that up when they come here. So they kind of get the best of everything.
Got it. Well, Kendall, going to revisit a little bit here. We recently sent out and admitted all the new freshmen and sophomores that'll be joining us next year. So as the class president of the seniors currently, what advice would you give to maybe a family or of a student that's coming into the school next year and, maybe has questions about or curiosities about living in the dorm or just the experience of the school as a whole? What would you kind of tell them as you're sitting here now?
I would say try to experience the things that you enjoy and do not overload your schedule too much. I think one of the things that I did mistakenly, I know a lot of my friends did, was the excitement of being here and having all these clubs that you can join and, getting involved with everything as much as possible, but then overloading your schedule with, we have a heavier workload, and we do have so many opportunities for, classes, clubs, drama, sports, all those kinds of things, and, being in residential life, that overloading your schedule can be pretty easy because it's so exciting, and just being able to balance that out and, choosing what you want to do most and comparing that to, your work for that week or that year.
Appreciate that. Well,
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to, for both of you now, Kendall, will stay with you. Are there any moments that stand out to you as you reflect back now? Is there this experience was just incredible, moments that really stand out, whether that's in the building or outside of the building, in your internship, anything like that you've experienced here at ASCTE?
I think something that was really cool for me was my sophomore year. I started living here my sophomore year, not my freshman. And the experience that I really enjoyed was that, the first time that I moved in, every single girl on the first floor was bouncing in between each other's rooms and introducing themselves and being like, oh, you need help setting this up or help with anything like that. And it was really awesome to see people who literally just met each other are already finding community with each other and already know these are my people and these are people who I want to spend time with and help out. And that was really neat to see. So.
Same to you, sir. Moments that stand out from the class that you remember throughout their last few years.
Yeah, well, everybody when they kind of walk in the building is pretty, I would say inspirational, that type of thing. But, this group got to see the building in progress. So when that first day of walking in from where we were, because we kept talking about it going forward, that kicking that year off with them is something that really sticks out, which, also having, the first wins in volleyball and in girls soccer and our other accomplishments that we had, those are all fun and memorable as well. But it was just kind of tackling each day and as hey, what kind of positive experience can we have here? I really feel like this group embodied that.
I love it. Well, to both of you, I want to say thank you. Kendall, appreciate your time. Congratulations to you and your classmates. And I know with graduation approaching. And just share with people, what's your plans? What are you doing as people are signing off here? And what is Kendall Wright going to be doing next year?
Well, next year I'm going to Auburn University, and I'll be studying wildlife sciences, like wildlife biology. It's pretty cool. So.
Love it. Well, again, thank you for both of your time today. Look forward to seeing what you guys do in the future. Appreciate the impact you made here. President Massey, appreciate your time. We look forward to coming to you soon.
So we are live. All right.